Thank you very much. It was
Thank you.
lovely. It's got a almost a stark sound at the end. You know, it's sort of from this great elegance. You know, it's a kind of almost like a quite sort of barren feel to it. You know,
it sort of bookends, doesn't it, with the pulse parts, and if you listen to the whole album, that's the first song on the album, and the last song on the album is called "Leave Me Sleeping," which is about falling asleep, which is the opposite. So it's kind of like
you've got a day.
It bookends, and then it bookends with the same piano part as well. So it was very much conceived and constructed as a complete album. Slow Attack. It was a kind of. It wasn't just, oh, let's write some songs, and you know, almost like for a while I kind of like flirted with the idea of kind of writing a concept album, but the word concept album makes you shiver, doesn't it, with fear. So I stopped. But you know, okay, instead of a concept album, an album with kind of coherent themes.
Yeah, yeah. And you're thinking in terms of albums, which is something which is maybe not seen as part of the modern age anymore. I don't really know. You know?
I think it's terribly sad if people don't listen to albums, because it's a vital art form, and to just cherry pick songs because you've heard them on Grey's Anatomy or something like that is kind of really missing a lot of the beauty that can be had with music.
Have you thought in terms of albums for Suede's career and your own
I've always thought about albums. Yeah, for me it's always been about albums, which is kind of ironic because I think for a while we were kind of seen as quite a singles band. You know, we did write quite sort of fizzy little pop songs and stuff like that, but the context of the albums has always been very, very important to me.
How about Ashes of Us? When was this written? This is also from Slow Attack.
It is, yeah. Ashes of Us was one of the earliest songs that I started this song. This was a kind of me sitting at a piano and coming up with some ideas, which were actually influenced by the classical composer Steve Reich. I kind of was listening to a lot of his stuff and people like Philip Glass and stuff like that, and really liking that sort of metronomic repetition that they have in lots of their records. There's a record by Steve Reich called Music for 18 Musicians, which I really love, and it's kind of just this pulse going all the way through that doesn't ever kind of resolve, and there's a section in Ashes of Us which we'll play, which is a kind of emulation of Steve Reich's sort of music.
Can we hear Ashes of Us?
Yeah.